Good afternoon from Yami BTV and wishing you all a happy bank holiday. Now, big news of some kind circulating on certain social media platforms, predominantly Facebook. Fact or fiction, I give it to you straight from the horse's mouth of the story going around that Charlie Bronson was found collapsed in his cell and rushed to hospital where he remains in a serious condition. Now, first things first, right, is that Charlie Bronson is getting older now. He's a very, very fit man, Charlie Bronson. We all know that, right? But life's very unpredictable sometimes when you reach that age, especially with the conditions that Charlie Bronson has been in for years and years and years and decades. And let's remember this, he's not no rapist, sex offender or killer and everything, but he's been in so long, it is really astounding, right? So it wouldn't be unusual for a man of that age to have lived in those conditions, the unpredictability of life, that, you know, you could be super fit. It's not the first time that it could have happened. And you just have a heart attack, something goes wrong, you overdo it, and it's quite possible. But when dealing with prison information, right, what we know about fake news, right, over the years, right, and I'm sorry to bring this bit up into it. Remember when I was dead and everyone was posting on social media, it gave me sort of rough insight that there was a lot of love for me when I died, right? But think about if it was fake news and people like Benny Rail reporting, going up on camera, right, saying I'm so sad that Yami's dead and all that. But it was a drugs overdose and it was all over, and you know it was always coming. But we loved Yami. I've never seen so much crocodile tears in all my life, right? And let's not forget when the sadness of Dave Courtney taking his own life based on the pain he was suffering. The MTN put a video up with two men with guns saying that those are the killers. They went into his house, right? But it wasn't Dave Courtney's house. But you know the stress of what took place for Dave Courtney's family when MTN was doing that. I'm just saying it now because it is news with me and MTN, right? And never forget what he done to the great Freddie Foreman, mate, in his 90s. He went up there, he said, yeah, Fred Foreman had died. And yeah. But you made mixed videos over the years about the great Freddie Foreman from that life, right? Who I believe was one of the realest men that ever lived. And many of us say that. But you reported on that as well. And then the family had to get involved with you there and with Dave Courtney's family as well, who took real offence to that. We'd just like to let you know that those two men with the gun that day, that he put up there, they're now in custody. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing, and that's why we nicknamed him MTN. But it's not about MTN here. Look, I spoke to... What it does with this fake news, right? The first people that will always know the truth are those closest to people, right? And the same with this Charlie Bronson thing. So I got in touch, obviously, with a couple of members that are real close to Charlie Bronson, and they, you know, got their version of events, right? Look at this. We know that time's running out for Charlie Bronson, and we want him out, mate. You know, like I've explained in the early part of the video, that his next parole hearing, he's got to get out. Because what this is suggesting, when fake news comes up like this, I'm going to explain now, right, is that as much as it might be harmful to family members for Charlie Bronson, it also highlights, gives us a little, on a positive side, that time is running out. And it is a likely possibility that one day something health-wise that the prison system won't really be too interested in. They'll just pick up the pieces. It's been known in history that certain men go to healthcare and say, look, I'm not feeling quite well. And they say, no, it might be this and be... No one's a magic wand and no one's a brain surgeon that can really see what's going on in there. The human body is very, very funny, right? But time is running out for Charlie. And we do want him out, right? That's the whole thing about this video, right? So yeah, it's quite possible for that kind of age, for that kind of thing. And the unpredictability of life, man, you just never know what's around the corner, right? But I'm speaking to family, people close to Charlie Bronson this morning. He was on the yard this morning doing press-ups, right? And also, whether you're aware or not, Charlie Bronson has a exhibition with his arts. Remember, it's not all about the fighting and all that with Charlie Bronson. Charlie Bronson's really talented with his artwork and that kind of stuff. And there will be an exhibitions in London, definitely around about July, right? So I will get the venue for you all. But no, on the other side of this, I don't run away with things when people go up there. I know you might want a bit of content and want to put videos out and thing, but sometimes fake news can do more harm than it can do good. All right, and it doesn't. But again, I look at the incident with Charlie Bronson, not like with Dave Courtney and Freddie Foreman and that. I look at this as maybe a bit of better fake news that to just highlight that Charles Bronson, for all the years and years he's done in prison, for not being like many others by way of offences, just based on his prison behaviour alone, that is a positive in giving us an indication that time runs out for everybody in the end. So yeah, this one is a hoax. But we don't want this to happen. We want Charlie Bronson to come out and have a little swan song at the end of his life, all right? I'll be up in a minute with another video, okay? More news on you know what. And I might be going live tonight.